What's going on, everybody? El Sancho here. I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. Shithead, Taco Josh, Flathead, come on up, buddy. I sent you the invite. If you can check your email on that. Glenn, how are you, my guy? Hopefully things have calmed down between you and the pro wrestler. Hopefully that last shout out worked. Carlos, my guy, how are you? Shithead, how are you? Yes, this is a show that starts on time. A show that starts on time. What kind of a world is this? Yes, I think it's good. This was kind of I don't want to say impromptu, but this is a stream that, thank you. Wow, we just went up 10 people within seconds. Welcome everybody to Sancho Live. No name. How are you? One Hot Gal, how are you? Big shout out to One Hot Gal. Big shout out to Anarchist. Big shout out to Carlos. Big shout out to Shithead. Flathead, Glenn, I could do this all night. Taco Josh, how are you? How's everything going? No name, how are you? So I was motivated and inspired by how awesome everybody was during the St. Jude stream. And Ace B, hello, how are you? And Catnat, hello. And I got let's be blunt here. Let's be candor. Let's get candor Sancho here. I'm sick of the drama. I'm sick of the toxicity. A lot of people in this community, in this chat, are new to this. I'm not. Ever since I entered this community, it kind of was toxic from the jump. So I want to help. I want to make a difference. I know I can't do these streams often, and I know I'm not going to be doing these streams often. But if there's an opportunity like tonight to make a difference, YouTube watcher, hello. Joe Cool, hello. Joe, let me text you the link if you want to hop up on panel. I will. This is kind of a invite-only show tonight because of the theme of it. And this is sort of an emotional stream, to be blunt with everybody, with the story that I'm going to share, etc. We're doing a fundraiser tonight for a funeral costs for a family who's in need. COVID-19 is hard enough. What happened after that is even worse. I want to bring up my friend who alerted me of this situation. Kind of want to draw the backstory around it, and we'll share. CFW, hello. Yes, you finally caught me live. Chi-Town, how are you? Waiting for Flathead. Device is not connected. We'll wait for Flathead to get connected. And yeah, we'll bring them up shortly. Still loading, buddy. Still loading. Gary, how are you? Tim Barry. Everyone give Tim Barry a shout out in the chat. I want to welcome another person as Flathead is loading pretty slow. I want to welcome back to the Sancho family someone who kind of took a little hiatus.
Absolutely, yeah, I did. Well, it's really hard to war with all kinds of people, dude, and then have your friends caught in the crosshairs. So, it was going to take a little bit of downtime and come back.
Flathead, can you knock yourself off and come back? That's probably thank you. Last time we had Flathead and Bird on, we did an exposed stream on Mouse.
Yeah, that was huge, dude.
Yes,
that was a huge accomplishment right there.
And it's one of those things where he did so much research behind the scenes that, I'm very grateful for what he did. And here he is reaching out to me for help, to help his friends. I mean, this is his wife's close friends that have been affected by this. And it's personal for him. Southside Slacker, hello. He is having mic issues right now, so he will be joining us shortly. I wanted to wait for him to come. Swedish Sugar, how are you doing? Jessica S., how are you doing? Everyone's excited that I went live. Here I was going to take a nap, and I'm like, you know what? I can't nap. I want to try to make a difference. I don't know if you saw the story, Bird, that I texted you about this. It's pretty heart-wrenching.
I did. Dude, I mean the kids part is what really
Yeah.
really struck me, and that's definitely why we're here tonight, right? To try to bring some relief to those that really need it in the time of desperation
Yep.
and massive turmoil. I mean, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to lose my kid, dude. I mean, talk about tugging my heartstrings. I could cry right now just talking about it,
Yeah.
And to have to bury two at the same time.
Right.
I mean, we live in a fucking hard world,
Yeah.
to deal with, the consequences of other people's, actions, sometimes accidents, sometimes our own decision making. And
Mhm.
yeah, traffic accidents are rough around the world. And, when you have something like this where, you have a fire, and kids are burnt
Yeah.
to death. I mean, it's as catastrophic as you could probably as it ever could be. You know what I mean?
Viewer discretion is advised. This is a tough story to share, a tough story to talk about. Been double verified. GoFundMe's, I was nervous at first, Bird, to do a GoFundMe because once you do one, you're going to get a lot of requests for others, and that's going to be the difficult thing, turning people down and saying no.
Yeah, but I mean, every once in a while, dude, we run into these causes that we can't say no to. And I think that if we were to say no to these causes at that point, we would just be turning our back on humanity.
Which you and I in this community have taken a stance when it comes to protecting children. And here we are with a story that's heart-wrenching and heartbreaking in regards to children. And difficult to just step away and ignore and not help, in some way, shape, or form, Bird.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do whatever we can do, and not everybody's going to be able to donate money.
Right.
Understand that, if you can't donate money, it's good.
Share. We got
share the story, and not just that, but there's a lot of employers. I don't know if people know this, but there's a lot of employers out there that will actually help or match donations. So I always recommend check with your employers if you want to make the most out of your donations, and see if they won't match your donation to these kind of causes.
And I know this is a sensitive subject to some, so some are going to tune out, and I understand that, and I apologize for this being a sensitive subject to a lot of people. I understand how sensitive this is, but I feel like you need to go through the storm, Joe, to see the rainbow. And I think the rainbow is, with raising a couple $100, maybe $1,000 to help offset some worries for this family going through a difficult time. Joe Cole.
How you guys, Bird? How you doing, Sancho? How you doing? I just read the article. My wife sent it to me. Right?
It's what exists. I mean, is this a happy subject? No. This is depressing and sad. But let's face it, this is reality.
Did you say you had a connection with this family, Sancho?
Flathead, like Community Watch does. He's
really Flathead Corruption.
Or something like who we love him. He's helped out whenever asked. His wife is close with this family that is going through it. So it definitely hit close to home.
All right. I was editing the vid. I'm gonna put that shit on hold.
Well, what we're asking for a lot of people tonight, like CFW and yourself, is to put the GoFundMe in a description or something if you want. If you can't donate, community post would be huge. If you have a community page like the two of you have, throwing it in there. If anybody's a mod in any other room, ask permission for the channel owner and post a link in those rooms if you can.
Yeah, and really, I would say more than anything, guys, post links in your Twitters, post links in your Facebooks, your TikToks, wherever you have outside media sources. I don't have access to TikTok, or I shouldn't say I don't have access. I don't have a TikTok. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have any of these social media platforms. YouTube's where it starts and ends for me.
Yeah, me as well, bro.
But many people have multiple platforms and a way to post this stuff. And so, like I said, you can't donate. Don't feel obligated or feel bad that you can't donate, but you can't do something by providing the information to someone who can.
It's all about making a difference and getting it into the right hands. You know, Laura Shark and I talked earlier about this, and she's already agreed to promote this on her community page. So we want to get some big channels involved. I have it running every 5 minutes on Streamlabs. I haven't seen it pop up yet, so I'm going to personally post it, and then I'm going to stick it to my chat. But I want to go through the story first, and again, I want to stress this: viewer discretion's advised. The fundraiser is at 150. It does have a 10,000 goal. So whatever we can do to chip away at that high number and make a difference and help and get all the other channel owners involved and the community involved, I think would be a huge thing. Essentially, in a nutshell, this was, I believe, in Montana. Flathead's having some mic issues. I kind of put him on the spot by saying, hey, I'm going to do this in 20 minutes. Come on. But essentially, this is Flathead County. So this is local to him. 2 young children have been identified on a fatal structure fire that just happened on Wednesday, on the 20th. So this is brand new. This just happened. They lost a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old in a fire. This incident shocked our whole community and our first responders. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the family. Press release has been issued. Accidental was what was deemed. 12:57 a.m. Essentially, there was no fire, but there was a small amount of what the smoke showing. 3 individuals were transported to the hospital, and 2 were pronounced dead. And they lost their house. They lost.
Jeez, man. When it
Everything.
rains, it pours, right?
I mean, the house is secondary. I mean, I think the real loss is the children. I mean, that is what you don't come back from. We can always rebuild homes, people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we cannot bring back life. And if anyone out there right now is listening, if you've ever had the experience of having to bury your child and the costs that are associated with burying your child, I would really urge you to step up and help this cause out, whether you're sharing the link or you're donating. I think it's imperative that we, as people, take some of the stress and the relief, or grant the relief to those that need it the most in times like this.
Hey, excuse me. Why don't you let me bail and put the link in my community and come back?
Thank you, Joe.
That sounds great, Joe. That sounds great, Joe.
Hey, baby.
Struggle as they're already struggling. I mean, come on. We have Corona on top of upcoming Corona lockdowns. People have lost a tremendous amount of work this year. Have barely survived and struggled to feed their families. And then all of a sudden, now they're facing real, catastrophic events. I mean, we're talking about things that you can't come back from. So, I mean, I'm going to do what I can to show that support, and I'm definitely going to make a donation to this cause because I don't think that anyone should have to, bury their children, let alone float the cost to do it.
It shows humanity to step up and do what we can to make a difference. And I just pinned it right now. The GoFundMe link is there. I am working on inviting some, just like Bird, just like Joe, some awesome guests to pop in and say hello. And again, if you cannot donate, we are begging for people to help promote, share. A lot of people in this room. Exposure is key. Exposure is key. Like the babysitter also passed away from being burnt head to toe. That wasn't in the article, but it's very difficult times. Very difficult times to know that this was a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old that passed away, and your heart goes out, and it really puts life into perspective. It really does. And what we're going to be doing tonight is refreshing this stream to, hope that 150 climbs up a little bit, and then go from there. I'm going to post it again in the chat, but essentially what I'm imploring everybody to do is to share the GoFundMe. There it is again, the GoFundMe, Glenn. And yeah, we're just Should we open the panel, Bird, or no? What do you think?
I mean, I think that's totally up to you. I don't think that would be a bad idea, just to see if there's anyone that would like to, show their support and or talk about this. If they get off topic, I'd say just drop them back down.
Yeah, I don't have tolerance for drama tonight or for shenanigans.
Well, not when we're focusing on something like this. And keep in mind, people, we're not trying to post someone's bail right now. We're not trying to help out a PayPal Patrick right now. We're literally trying to get you guys to come together, help us out so that the funeral costs are covered for the 2 children that had passed away in this fire.
And the thing that we stress is, everything has been verified, legit, checked out. Everything is going to the funeral costs,
Well, let's face it. If it's me and you doing it, dude, it's transparency.
That's the major thing, is making sure, because you only need to fuck up once before it becomes, what I'm saying? Like,
no. Well, the thing is that so many people are scared to donate now because of the things that we've seen in this so-called community, right? But this is a great opportunity for us to be able to show transparency, show you that there's a way to fundraise the right way, show you a way that you can take those funds and direct them directly to the cause without turning around and losing out on some scam artists trying to play the middleman to take your funds.
Right. That's the big thing. Glenn, are you on to talk about this certain topic, Glenn?
Yeah. Well, I can't stay long, but I want to come up and say hi to y'all, and I want to let you know I might not do the charity putting on charity, but I will everybody that come on my live stream, I will put you Taco Josh out on what y'all doing. Let them know, go to to y'all live stream whenever y'all do the live stream, and show some report, some support on what y'all doing.
Thank you. This is all about making a difference. The link is supposedly supposed to be posting in the Streamlabs right now, but I'm not seeing it post right now. It's supposed to post the article, and it's supposed to post the GoFundMe, and for some reason neither of those things are happening. Bear with us again. Bird knows I was taking a nap, and then I said, fuck it, I'm going live. And I'll show the transfer of funds, and I'll prove Flathead is working in the chat. I'll show the transfer of funds. I'll prove it any way we'd like. Transparency is not going to be a concern here with this. Flathead is going to go out of his way to show the transparency. I've posted the link. It's 2 children deceased in a fire. 3, the ages essentially we had are 2 years old and 3 years old. And your heart breaks for the family. Your heart breaks for the babysitter who also lost their life. And the link is there and is working. All right, so the link is there and is working. Was that A's? I think someone just popped. Oh, what happened? Did I just press the wrong button?
El Sancho, and I think that good thing. What y'all doing, you and Taco doing.
Yeah,
and
it's tough to talk about.
Yeah, it is tough, and one day, when I get my live stream going, always got it going. When I get it built up, where I get over like 1,000, over 1,000 subscribers, and I hope I can go do that, and I'm gonna try to do that. What y'all doing, because I got 2 children's hospital here in Louisiana that I would love to try to help out, get people together, donate to both of these children's hospital, and one gonna be St. Hugh's, and the other one gonna be Shriners, and get everybody I kind of like y'all, we need our children. The children is the future.
Right. I agree. Hello, AZ. How are you?
Hey guys, sorry to hear about this awful tragedy. I kind of came in a little late, so I didn't catch the beginning of it, but that's nice of you, Glenn. Yeah, just sharing the link is helpful, like Sancho said, and if you guys can't donate, sharing a link is always a wonderful thing. But the reason why I called in real quick here is to just remind everybody, like, it's stuff like this that really makes me get angry at people like, PayPal Patrick, because like you guys were saying, people are always sketched out to donate to stuff like this because they don't know what the real situation is. And we hear so many horrible stories that, and everybody has some sad excuse usually. And 9 times out of 10, lately, it seems like it's all for the wrong reasons. And then something like this comes along and people hesitate. And that's why, people like Patty, for example, need to stop the nonsense and stop abusing this platform for GoFundMe to, for selfish reasons, because it's stuff like this that puts it in perspective. Like, these people need it. Now people might hesitate, and that's not cool. And that's another reason why he's just, not PayPal Petty in general, just anyone who does that is just not okay. Like, this family really needs this. So I'll be happy to share that link.
Thank you so much. And that's the number one thing is we're trying to get everyone together as a community and trying to promote this as much as possible. Somebody just donated $25. Thank you for that. I will want to address Peanut 411. You made a comment earlier and I forgot. Problem is the folks, many don't want their identity made public. So the last donation that just came in, I'm going to share that now, was made anonymously. So apparently, AZ,
Right.
I don't know if you know it, but you can, as you can see right here, this was a donation made 2 minutes ago for $25 under anonymous.
Yep, lots of people usually donate anonymous, so that's definitely a good thing that GoFundMe offers for you to be anonymous. So yeah, it's just awful when things like this happen. It puts everything in perspective. Like you want to take a road trip and go audit post offices, and this poor family lost 2 kids in a fire. Like, just people who abuse it really anger me because it's stuff like this that puts it in perspective.
It sets a bad precedent. And the Flathead, come up with your phone. The Flathead, you don't have to be on your computer. You can use this on your phone. So hop on up. Flathead was the influence of this. This is a good friend of his. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, and I agree with you, AZ, and no, that would kind of upset me too. How some people that actually do that and for the wrong reason. And I like to see people like El Sancho and Taco Joy, doing it for the right reason because children need. We do need our children to grow up, be the future, and actually learn that and have that we didn't have, when we were growing up.
Right. So real quick, Sancho, because I kind of jumped in a little late here. I know that these people are part of the community in sorts. Can you explain the connection for me real quick?
Yes, the individual in the chat, Flathead, is someone who has helped us out. We did a mouse exposed stream, and Flathead did an extensive research. Flathead's wife is actually friends with this family, and it's Flathead. It's Flathead County as well, so it's local to Flathead. It hits close to home to Flathead. No for the super chats tonight. There's a delay with the super chats. So it's just easier to make it directly to GoFundMe, so it goes directly to where it needs to go. I would like to avoid super chats tonight because there's a delay, and I want to get the money to them as fast as possible with that. So if you can donate directly to the GoFundMe, Sheriff ID these 2 children. Wednesday is when this happened, AZ. There was a fire, Flathead County, I believe Montana is what we're looking at. Flathead, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, and the Montana State, the fire marshal officials, that's what it was. 3 people were rushed to the hospital.
It really hurts my heart. Like, things like this really get to me. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I just can't even imagine the pain that this family must feel. So real quick before I go, I just want to say thank you for, people forget sometimes. We get so caught up in all the drama that goes on on YouTube and with all the stuff going on, and it's good to just have a good solemn reminder once in a while, like what's really important in life. So thank you for making sure you shared this tonight. So I have much respect for you for that.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get going, and I'll be sure to share it and donate what I can. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Be careful, AZ.
Thanks, AZ.
You too. Bye, guys.
Talk to you soon.
It puts the big
Sancho.
life in. Yes, Glenn, hold on one second. It puts life into a big picture here with, knowing that. I mean, I know Bird and Kev real well, and they know how much I love kids, and they love kids. They have kids, and I love kids, and it's something that hits close to home. This subject, and it could be used in. I think that if we channel whatever anger we have had towards other people tonight into making this a difference and making a big difference in helping Kev, I think this will be a big deal.
I'll agree with you there, Sancho.
Glenn, I said, Kev, can we let Kev go first? And then you. Kev hasn't spoken one word yet.
Man, it's sad, man, because parents should not outlive their kids, and wow. Yeah, I'm behind you on this one. Anything you want to do, we'll do. I'll do.
Glenn, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, we want to mention Shawnu because Dad will have my back surgery. When I was a kid, when I was a real kid, and Shawnu that does like Saint Jews.
Yep, Shriners.
They do yeah.
Yep.
And they do what St. Jude does, and they handle kids like St. Jews, and they do like
Jude.
different
St.
types
Jude,
of stuff.
St. Jude, right? Jude, Jude, because you're making it sound like you said Jews. Jude, okay, St. Jude's.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. My boy ain't coming out right, but
no, it's okay. St. Jude's.
Yeah, but trying to like they do treat kids got cancer too, and of course St. Jude does multiple things like trying to do it, and they do things but they are two different organizations, and I will proud of what they on what they do. For kids, and I got a grandma that worked for Shriner, and of course I had my back surgery through Shriner, Shriner, and of course I will proud St. Jude's, St. Jude, as well, because they doing the same thing for they both doing the same thing for the same purpose, and I know we kind of agree, that like I said before, kids, the future, gonna be our future. We want the best for them, and
all right,
we want to see grow. Have the thing that we didn't have when we kids.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Glenn. 10th man, how are you tonight?
Welcome. I know you don't know me very well, but
welcome. Well, you don't know me very well either. I don't want any bullshit or drama tonight. If there is, I'll just boot you and just move on from you, guy. This is not the night for that. All right. Not saying you're bringing it tonight, but if you try to, it's just not going to work tonight. This is not about drama tonight. Cool. Tranquilo.
Right.
Tranquilo.
That's.
Do you have a topic about the subject we're doing tonight?
That's some welcome.
Do you have it? Well, I did the same thing to everybody tonight. You're not special, so sorry. Oh, well.
Well, I want to hit back to Chad. Thank you. Let me come on.
Didn't I tell you the same thing? No drama tonight. We're going to stick to subject. I told it to Bird. I told it to Kev. But for some reason, I can't tell the 10th man because 10th man's better than everybody else. Oh, well, let's move on to bigger and better things that are more fucking important than 10th man's feelings. How about a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old passing away in a fire, 10th man? That's a little bit more important than your feelings tonight. So, happened last Wednesday. 2 years old and 3 years old were killed in a fire. And essentially the babysitter passed away as well. And we are pushing to get some money raised tonight to make a difference. And that's essentially why we're here tonight, to do so. So, Liberty Bird, your thoughts?
My thoughts is that, yeah, geez, I don't know, man. This is a hard one to deal with. It really is. I think that we ultimately got to look at the real problem. And the real problem is that someone's probably so distraught right now after losing their kids that the last thing that they're probably trying to figure out is how to financially cover the damages.
Right. And that's the thing that's broken with our system, Josh, is that families have to focus and worry about having to bury their children when it should be the opposite. It should be the other way around.
Well, yeah, and it's tough. Families don't really plan to have to bury their children so young, and it's a sad thing to have to go through, and it's going to be something that they're going to have to struggle with for their whole life. That's such a loss. That's going to be something that different times, different throughout the days during the years, there's going to be times where it just hits them hard, and it's a shame.
It's sad too. It's at the holidays, but I'm with you guys on this. I appreciate you letting me up, but I got to be at work at like 3 a.m., so I got to get some sleep, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Kev. Flathead, use your cell phone. Use your cell phone. You don't have to worry about a computer. You can use your cell phone. Click on that StreamYard link, and you can be on the panel from your cell phone. It's easy. It's simple. Not challenging at all. Click on that from your mobile device, and it'll bring you right up. And I definitely want to have a chance to hear from you, because this is something that started with you, with how personal it is to you. So that's why we want to do it. Now, I didn't come off too wrong on 10th, man. I saw he was red hot with Jeff and said that he's going to go on a panel tonight and start shit because he's angry. And
well, actually, let me stop you there. Actually, I invited 10th over for the purpose of this. I don't think he was here to start any ruckus.
I just heard what he said on Jeff about going on another panel talking about drama, and he came over here. So I do apologize if I misunderstood it, but I simply stated that I don't want any drama tonight.
And 10th has a rep for drama too. So
well, I'll be honest. I don't think it was the warmest of welcomes, or I think we have some room for improvement there. In the meantime, though, I don't want to take away or distract us from what's really important here.
Which is my fear of what he was going to do. And I told Glenn the same thing. I was going to tell Taco this. I don't want any drama tonight. I said when I opened the show, I'm tired of the drama. I don't want fucking drama. I don't. But I do want to. He's back here. I want to apologize for not giving you a warm welcome. That was not respectful.
Well, no, it's just, and I understand that that's apparently how you started with everybody that has been on the panel so far. I wasn't aware of that.
It is.
I just came along, and this is not the first time that you've met me aggressive. I don't deal well with aggression. I don't know if you.
Right. Hold on 1 second. Tim Berry. Same thing with you, Tim Berry.
No, I don't want to take away or distract us from.
Put the mute button on, Tim Berry. Is that Tim or is that Bert? What was that?
I was muted.
That wasn't you, Tim. You got an echo. So positively.
Yeah. I just muted it. I'm sorry.
All right, it's all good. I want to focus on the subject and talk about the subject, and everybody can chime in. And 10th, I think this kind of subject brings real world into play, the big picture of things.
What I was trying to say to you was that you don't know me very well is that most people know that it's better not to ask me how I'm doing, because then I might start explaining how I'm doing. So I was just trying to make a joke, dude.
So in all seriousness, 10th, what would you do if you were in this situation right here, to where you had a babysitter with your kids, and you come back to this kind of catastrophe where you lose both your kids, the babysitter's passed away, you have no home, and I mean, the costs for rebuilding the home are immense, but the turmoil of the expenses behind burying your kids is huge.
Well, the simple fact is you could give these people $10 billion, and it would literally not make any difference whatsoever. Their life is destroyed. And I don't want to get too morbid here. How dark can I go?
It's a dark subject, man.
All right.
It's a touchy, dark subject.
All right, then let me. I'm trying to help here, but just understand. All right, so you're not going to be able to help them be better or recover what they've lost with $20 or even $100 billion. It's not going to happen. What you're going to do by giving a few dollars to these people is prevent them from killing themselves. That's what you're going to do. You're going to prevent them from saying, okay, now I can't even rebuild. Like, if you give them something to grasp onto so that they go, okay, you know, I can stay in a hotel tonight. It's not going to, you know what I mean? Like, when there's no way to recover from this. And
no, but to show support,
if they see a little bit of kindness from people,
yes,
it goes so much further
right.
than monetary gain. It's not about the money. It's about that you're showing them that in solidarity we understand, and please understand that people are there for you.
Great point.
That's a great way. Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah.
Great point. Tim?
Sancho, I you know, I've already been on YouTube like too much this week, you know, so I just wanted to pop on and thank you. And also Flathead for bringing the story to our attention.
It's one of those things where, and I know 10th, I know how you feel about the media and the, you know, how the media is with things. I think I heard you comment a couple times. The media picks and chooses what they talk about. And a subject like this, at the snap of a finger, that $10,000 would have been raised in what, 2 days, maybe 24 hours, maybe a couple hours, but the media chooses not to cover it. Frustrating, no?
Because they don't want.
Right.
They don't care. Now, if this was like, and I don't mean to sound racist or anything, but if this was a black family, they would make a bigger deal out of it. It didn't look like it was.
I mean, possibly. I think it depends on the narrative they're trying to push at the time.
No, they do it to virtue signal. That's what I'm saying is,
right.
If there's no virtue signal ability out of it, they're not out there. I've showed that time and time again on my show, where they just they ignore one side, whatever side that they don't agree with.
Right. I don't necessarily know that I mean, it's difficult to prove that, to be honest with you.
Not so much. I don't think so much.
I just think the media is very blood, guts, and gore. If it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead.
Yeah, that's a real thing too. That's a real thing. Or unless it's something like you know, people getting caught stealing large amounts of money out of the government.
Right.
Yeah. That's why the presidential election, that's still the main thing, because that's what's bringing in viewers. Stories like this won't bring in a viewer.
Well, as soon as that's over, it's back to Corona, right? As soon as that's over, we'll have more lockdowns. Corona will be the big story again. Yep. Bitcoin's getting too powerful right now, so you're going to have to smack that down just a little bit. Watch it happen. Watch it happen.
Protect the drug companies. Protect the drug companies.
Look what happened with you know, nobody's talking about the kids in cages anymore. That died pretty quick, didn't it?
Well, Trump has actually started cleaning that up, but there are still some that they can't find the parents for. But,
well, no, but what I'm saying
Trump's actually cleared that up.
The media has just like totally forgotten all about it.
Yep.
Well, it's not today. It's not today's sensation.
The Russiagate impeachment hearings. That was the next big thing. You know, it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I think that bringing, you know, us able to bring this attention, you know, at least on all these platforms that we have access to, you know, like I said, whether it's your Facebook, your Twitter, whether it's right here on YouTube and a community that's not necessarily reached within the side of the communities that we're reaching now. Post it. I posted it on my channel. I think that, you know, like Tenta was saying, to just reach out and show someone that, you know, we do care, we do understand, we do feel for their loss. Maybe the very thing that holds them together.
Everything on social media, like you know, have your own channel, and you know, anybody who has their own YouTube channel or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you know, I mean, let's face it, everybody who has that access to that stuff, they're actually more powerful than the media, in my opinion. That's
I
why
agree.
I think that's why we had more votes in this election, than at any other point in history. Because of
including
everything on YouTube,
5 million.
Twitter.
What was Biden lead by like 5 mil votes?
Yeah, I mean, it's insanity, but I think that's because of social media, and I think social media is more important, more powerful, I think, than CNN and Fox and those other types would want social media to be, because they're losing viewers to social media.
Well, the problem with mainstream media is that the people don't trust it anymore. That's why
Right.
social media is so powerful now, is because now we have a way to get real opinions. We're able to get real information, and we're able to ultimately find out sources of things that we're not able to see on mainstream media. Why? Because a lot of the things we're airing are things that affect our communities.
Right.
And it seems to me that mainstream media has no interest in our communities. They only have the interest in the best interests of those in rich communities.
Hey,
And
Jeff.
on that note, I'm going to drop down. Again, all I wanted to do is just thank you, Sancho, and Flathead for bringing this story to everybody's attention. And my thoughts are with the families involved. And let's get that amount up there, huh, guys? And everybody's sharing, so that's good. And I hope everybody has a great night. Okay, and count your blessings. And if you have kids, make sure you hug them before you go to sleep.
Thank you. Great point.
Thank you, guys.
Great point. Great job.
See, I came up here to share a specific story.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I just didn't want to keep on talking because people say I'm too long-winded because I tell my stories detailed. So when I was a kid, there was a family who lived in above the dry cleaners that was directly beside my elementary school, and they had beautiful leather couches and a huge movie collection, and like they did fairly well, right? They lived pretty well, and it was a guy a little older than me and two younger siblings. They were babies at the time. And they did they were just average people living fairly well. And then that building burnt down right beside my elementary school, and I grew up with this kid my whole life. And because of that, their entire family, no one died, but their entire family just fell into a depression. They lost everything, and they didn't have insurance. And I watched that family devolve from just a normal family into a nightmare. Like, I mean, a complete nightmare. Like, one guy was smoking rock. The oldest one, that was my friend. I'm not going to get too detailed into that, but it's just, I don't think that shit would have happened if they would have had some help, but nobody helped them. Nobody helped them because I was back in the 80s, and just nobody really cared about anything as much. There was no social media, so I don't even remember my family talking about it. Like, it didn't even happen. So, it's kind of good that you're bringing awareness to stuff like this.
I think it's good, but I'm also, I look at the other side of the fence tent a lot, and I know that there's going to be a lot more requests to do these, and I can't do them all. And the hardest part is to say no, because I can't do them all,
I say no, and it got me in a lot of trouble, as you might have saw some of that today.
I only saw snippets of it, to be honest with you. I didn't see the whole discussion, the whole conversation. I just saw that end of it.
And we're not going to get into it, but I'm just saying that saying no to somebody can devolve into that.
It can. It can.
Yep.
Pride's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the difficult part that we're having with a situation like this is it really puts life into perspective, Bones, and shows you how petty some shit is. How petty this YouTube drama stuff is when it comes to real world, real life stuff, Bones.
I agree. This is, people turn off the YouTube drama ends usually right there. But in some cases, we've seen it in the last few weeks. That's not always true. But man, losing a family in a fire, it's awful.
You can't turn no off switch to that, huh?
Nope.
And on the other side of the fence, it does show you the education of how disgusting it is to use kids in any disgusting way on YouTube.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Yep.
It does. It shows you how immoral it is to weaponize children at all. At all.
Yep.
And this story, thank you, my Streamlabs is now putting it in. Welcome, Streamlabs, finally putting that in. Every 5 minutes, the GoFundMe is going to be posted, along with the article link as well. For those who want to read the article link, again, viewer discretion's advised. This is a very touchy subject tonight. I know some people have hopped off because it hit them really close of what they might have experienced, and I pray for everybody hurting tonight. I'm sorry for those who are affected by this stream. My heart is in the right place, and I promise you all that.
Absolutely. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go because I'd really like to get some time in with my family tonight, especially with this conversation coming up. But let me just say this: it is important that we as people, come together and help out. And like I said, I'm going to take on a charitable contribution to this cause just because I know that it's something that needs to happen. And even if we don't meet our goal, whatever we can do to alleviate, the stress and burden on this tragedy, I think will show, tremendous amounts of support to those who need it the most. And it's our obligation, people, to take the reins, when it comes to leading the relief to some of this tragedy, because we know that there's no government programs to help with this. There's no assistance that you can just sign up for that's gonna do anything to assist these people and the repercussions of what had transpired.
Yeah.
So that being said, I mean, just if you can, I don't care if it's $5, please donate something. And just know that we'll have a list of how many different donations came in. And we'll be able to take a toll or toll of those, and we're going to be able to say that this many hundreds, this many thousands, this many people cared enough to bring you a little bit of relief. And please know that we all feel bad for the situation and that we support you in your attempt to recover. So that being said, I hope everybody just looks inside themselves, see if they can't just deliver that $5 of support.
Bert, I really feel that if we're able to get 6 channel owners to do a troll tournament, I'm pretty confident we can get 6 channels to stand behind this cause and put it in their description, put it in, maybe they're pin it up for a couple hours when they do their stream or something. I really, we'll do the troll stuff. We'll act like assholes in a little bit. Let's put that aside right now. And focus on this. Focus on the big picture here. And
who knows? Maybe you can even get someone like No News New England to step up to the plate and help out with a cause like this and show some unity as a community.
Who's going to ask them?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do very well at that. You might want to find somebody else to ask.
I don't think any of us. I don't think me, 10th, or you would do well at all.
Nope.
I get it, but I'm just saying, I don't care if you're my worst enemy. I don't care if you're Abrams sitting in a fucking cell right now. Step it up. Let's help each other out. Let's start using the resources that we have at our hands right now, right? To start doing things that have great impacts on the community, that have powerful impacts on the community, and not selfish motives. Right. I think that if we can start coming together and like I said, showing the transparency, which, the account is full transparency controlled by you, right, Sancho?
It's controlled by Flathead.
Okay. So Flathead has full control over it. We have the ability to post all the information, which we are happy to do because we believe that that's what the community needs is transparency. So we're going to make sure that that's provided for you. And in the meantime, I just hope that people aren't shy from donating because of the things that they've seen in the past with these charitable donations. Just know that your donations go into a good cause.
Hey, El Sancho, let me ask you a question. A little bit off topic, but it's kind of along the same thing. Did PayPal Patty do a donation this weekend?
No.
Wow.
Well, let me rephrase that question. Thank you, Raccoon. Anyone donating to the funeral costs, please do it directly through the GoFundMe. It just saves a lot of time. Like YouTube's holding the next payment till the 21st of December, I believe. But yeah, Flathead's in charge of it. I fucking lost my point.
So I'm getting the impression that these guys had no insurance at all, no life insurance, no nothing.
That is something that Flathead can answer. He is
Mike. No, I'm just saying. Otherwise, they wouldn't be looking for funeral costs. You know.
Right. Tablet does work. Yes, Flathead. Yes, 10th. I'm sorry. I will say that no screenshot has been posted. No evidence has been posted. Nothing's been posted.
I'm not being skeptical. I mean,
no, we're talking about
the Patrick thing. I'm sorry, 10th.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No, there is no life insurance. Flathead has confirmed 10th.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is most people can't afford this shit, man.
Right.
You know, just my vehicle and what?
Life insurance is expensive.
When you all don't have that shit, man. These people got to have car insurance. They probably didn't even have home insurance. You know what I mean? Most during the pandemic and shit like that, a lot of people can't. If this was normal times, they probably would have even had insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But this is not normal times, and people have let their insurances lapse and shit like that because they got no fucking money. Like everything's fucked. Like I am so lucky that I was able to save some money before Shitpocalypse Toilet Paper Wars. Right? Otherwise, I'd be fucked right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's reality, you know, and it's tough, you know, and this really puts life into perspective on what's important and all that stuff, you know.
Yep.
I remember when I was a teenager. And my grandparents used to tell me, or my grandfather, and he used to say that, you know, things are going to get real bad in the future and families are going to have to live together in the same house like they used to. You're not just going to be able to have each family, you know, wife and kids in their own houses because shit's going to get so hard. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. We're seeing a lot of people have to, you know, move in with family and stuff like that.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Shit's getting tough, man. I forgot even about you. I'm just saying, shit's getting real tough.
Yep.
You know, I started the stream off with the drama topic, you know, and how, and I know 10th, you might not want to hear this, or you might have already heard this. And
I'm sure I have. Go ahead.
But I have been through, I didn't take a break like you did. You know, when I got into the community, the shit
But you also haven't been battling as long as I have.
Well, yeah, you've been around longer, technically. I've been around for like 6 months. But
yeah.
Right when I got in, it was pedophile. You know, so
I know.
It wasn't the greatest welcome. So I went through what everyone else is going through now already.
Yep.
And at the time, I was going through a divorce. So I was not in the greatest place ever. And fast forward to now, I'm in a great place. You know, I am in love.
You're rubbing it in, Sancho.
No, I mean, you know, Bones knows that I'm in love, and I love her daughter, and you know, I'm not like that angry person anymore. You know, I'm not that person who wants drama and wants to feed into this. Like, I want to fucking, you know, play with, you know, this 5-year-old and be with Jess and love life and the big picture shit, you know, 10th. And
well, that's a your big picture thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure really what this topic is coming to, but I'll just say this. I left YouTube in a pretty good place, right? Everybody had calmed down. There was no more nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I walked away, and then things got so out of hand that I had to come back. Now that I'm back, I can't have people questioning my methods. Everybody else had 3 months to try to get this shit under control. I explained this to a fellow on my panel today. You guys all had a chance to do what you needed to do.
Right.
You didn't do it right. Now I came back. I'm going to do it my way. It's
Right.
not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty. A lot of people are going to make a lot of mistakes.
Right.
And people don't get to blame me for leading them down that road, because they're the ones that did it.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have control over these people's actions.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is talk.
Right.
If my words are going to control you like a marionette,
Right.
and you want to be my pet, that's all right. We'll do that.
Well, it's one of those things where I say more power to you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's just I don't know if you heard me going after Josh and heard the anger,
a little,
the orgasmic release I felt from that.
I know.
That was 134 days. And he was my target from day one. And he threw a senior citizen in front of me. You know?
But did you really think that he was worth that amount of energy?
Josh, you talking about?
Yeah.
No. And there was a lot of regret. There was a lot of regret that I put so much stock into. And keep in mind, I was going through a divorce. So
I get you, but that's why. And I told Kevin and a bunch of people this today, and I tell them this all the time. I stand alone, right? I'm a monolith. I have allegiances with people, and I don't want a problem with anybody, right? But people got to take account for their actions. Right. Don't go around just doing whatever you want. And I'm willing to let a lot go, man. There was that Quick Quiver guy. He came on there earlier today or yesterday or something. Right. And he's like, I'll admit that I was just trolling you. I'm like, well, and I didn't get a chance to say it to him at the time, but I'm a very serious man. Very, very serious. If you want to play games, I don't have time for games. This ain't a game. A lot of people see this YouTube thing as a game. It's like, he's going to go in and fuck around. It ain't a game to me.
Right. And let's not get it twisted. I mean, if somebody really fucks up and it's the right thing to do to go after them, like, I will do so. But when you're going after a 6-year-old man with a pacemaker for as long as I've been, you get a little bored, my guy. You really do.
But that man keeps doing stupid stuff.
Right, because he wants
calling our friends, not just you, Sancho, but other friend,
Yeah,
enough's enough.
It's the attention factor. He wants attention. But hey, if News New England wants to share this GoFundMe, please do. We're at $195. We've collected Flathead about $45 so far in an hour. Welcome, Flathead.
That would be a good first step for No News England. Would be to pick up something like this, move forward. This is why I keep telling people, like, if you would just, I told Emo the same thing. Right? I'm like, if you would just stop, get your head together, and all of us just respect each other and move along, you could be seen as a phoenix that rises from the ashes. Nobody loves a success story of everybody loves it. They're like, oh, look, he was such a fucking dickhead. And then look at how he persevered and learned and moved forward. Right? Everybody loves that. People would line up behind Emo if he just went, okay, I am actually going to be a First Amendment person. I'm going to be an activist. I'm not going to sit around and talk about the trolls. I'm actually going to do something. People would line up behind that man. They would. Everybody likes Emo. They just don't like his nonsense. Just stop it and move forward. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think stop talking and action speaks louder than words, and that St. Jude stream that I did was, Patrick was running his mouth stating he was going to do something and just never did it, and hasn't done it since then. And it shows how immoral it is. And, again, I can show the screenshots of all the receipts that were made by the people listening to the stream. It's all here,
He was supposed to run a show this weekend,
right?
And I'm not sub to him, so I didn't get a
I was told this weekend as well. I was
muffled.
told. Yeah, you sound like it's right in your mouth. Flathead, you are on mute. So if you want to unmute, Flathead doesn't do a lot of panels. I don't think he did my panel one.
No, I just don't like to jump in when you guys are chatting. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can. I'm sorry about this impromptu surprise to you, my guy.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
I'm not used to using this tablet, so I'm a little lost with it. So
you're good to
I've
go.
seen you around before.
Yeah, I've been around for about 3 years in this community,
Yeah.
so you might have seen me around.
He's been in our streams.
Johnny
Yeah.
50 is also posting the link right now too. He said, I'm not quite sure where.
Wow.
If it's YouTube or I've been supporting Johnny for a long time. We're pretty good friends. As far as I'm concerned, I knew his wife who passed away, and I kind of been around Johnny since he first started.
That's huge. That's huge to get someone like Johnny, and we're hopeful that anybody listening to this with a community page shares it. Anyone that's a mod in a channel, ask the channel owner, hey, is it okay if we can push, and just push this from one day? We want to do what we can as a community of human beings to band together and do the right thing. And I think that's essential and important. Flat.
You have my email, right?
I don't, but I will get it from Kev.
No, you emailed me for a link the other day.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thank you very much for doing this. You kind of caught me off guard, but sorry it took me so long to get on.
Can you kind of walk us through what you want to divulge? I know how difficult it is with how close you are to it. Like, you kind of want to give a little background to the situation, to the background.
Yeah, my wife works with the mother of the 2 children. No, I actually answered that question real quick. My 2 beagles. I emailed the local news with the GoFundMe. They haven't even responded back to me, just to answer that quickly. But the mother works until about midnight or so, and then it takes a few minutes to get off a shift and get out of work. The usual crap. She's got to, she works a cash register, so they got to count money and stuff. So on her way home, she had no idea what was going on. By the time she arrived to the house, there was already the fire. The babysitter was sitting on the couch and was smoking a cigarette, and he fell asleep. The cigarette caught the couch on fire, lit him on fire. He passed away 2 nights ago. They flew him out to Seattle. He was on life support. He was so burnt. He was I would guesstimate about 100% from head to toe. The 2 babies I thought burnt to death. Actually, I found out today that they died from the smoke inhalation, which is probably a lot gentler than the way that the babysitter died. She came home to the fire already in progress. She couldn't get to the front door because it was just way too hot. She said there was, she knew there were 3 people in there, but what can you do? You're not going to burn yourself to death to try to get in the door that you're not going to get in the door. So she had to just stand there and wait for the fire department to finally get there and, get them in. And by the time they got through to the door, the babysitter was probably knocking on death's doorstep, and the 2 little ones had already passed away. I believe they were dead on the scene. Smoke inhalation.
Want to say my condolences.
She also had a dog. I'm a pet lover, and her dog burned to death as well. She lost her house. She went in. She was allowed to see her babies before the babies got sent down to Missoula here in Montana. That's where they send anything that they might think could be a crime. That's where the crime lab is. So the 2 babies got sent down to Missoula for further investigation. Just to rule out that this wasn't intentional, or the guy, it's very unlikely. The likelihood of him falling asleep and burning the place down is pretty much what they're going with right now, from my understanding. She was supposed to go to Washington for the week to go visit her father, but she decided to stay. She said to my wife, she doesn't really know what to do because everything's gone. She went into the house to try to recover anything. She found $60. She found a couple of pictures that weren't destroyed, and she had to get all new clothing, and the Red Cross stepped in, and they had to get her, set up with just the basic necessities again. She lost everything: her house, her kids, her dog. the babysitter was a boyfriend. He's dead. I mean, it's gone, everything. And we're what, a couple of days away from Thanksgiving and a month away from Christmas. And
here we have the link to the tragic story here for those who want to read it directly. We also have the GoFundMe link posted as well for those who want to donate.
Do we know what caused the fire?
Cigarette. Somebody smoking a cigarette and fell asleep, and it literally burnt the house. It killed everybody.
Wow. So heartbreaking.
That happens a lot. Idiots smoking while they're sleeping. So stupid, man. Oh man, that makes me mad. And everybody else has to pay for their stupidity. Am I still here? Test, test.
Yeah,
test,
I'm here.
Test.
I don't
Okay.
We're good listeners, Kent. We're good listeners.
I think this is a really right. Well, this is such a hard topic.
It's hard to talk about. It's hard. It's
yeah.
Like,
good thing I don't have feelings, eh?
Eh?
How old is she?
You start doing A?
Well, no, it's because I know
There's
so many
new,
people
right?
that this happened to. I know so many people that I've always had large families, and I know so many people that this happened to. My mother-in-law's brother just a couple of years ago in a trailer due to a faulty heater. Happens over and over and over and over.
My wife wanted me to thank you as well. This is her friend, and I mean, I started it the day after this happened, literally, and nobody knew. It just said 2 people died in the fire. It didn't even say 2 children, the original report, which is on the GoFundMe. I already knew it was the children. My wife is, like I said, she does favors for us, and my wife goes shopping with her, and so it's that kind of closeness. She saw the babies 2 days before the fire. Let's just put it that way.
Wow. Flathead, were you the one that was always in Mouse's room? Or am I getting confused?
No, that was me. Yeah,
that was you?
That was me.
Yeah, I recognize your voice. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I kind of got tired of the YouTube crap and garbage. The community really made me sick to my stomach, and I changed my name because of it. And I'm encouraging everybody to unsub for me, because I'm not going to produce anything that's community related when it comes to auditing and cop watching and shit. I'm kind of past that, and I kind of want to focus on the important things like 2 babies dying and a dog and a house and the babysitter, and that's more important than any garbage that's going on YouTube right now for clicks and views.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, I think it really puts life into perspective on what's really most important. Hello, Cindy. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Tough subject tonight. Thanks for hopping on panel.
Yes, it is. If you talk to most any fire department, they will tell you that in a mobile home, a single wide mobile home, you have 3 to 5 minutes to get out of that mobile home. And so if that babysitter was already injured, that made that situation just about impossible.
Yeah, she said when she got to the door, it was like this hopeless feeling. You're standing at your front door, that your babies are in there, and that your life is in there, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, I sat and tried to think about that myself just for a little bit, and I couldn't even fathom knowing that I have 4 children. I have a 4 and a 5-year-old, and I have a 22-year-old as an oldest, but I do have 2 children that are approximately around that age, and I tried to picture myself standing at my front door, not being able to get in, and they're inside with the fire. It's almost an unbelievable, incomprehensible. I mean, I couldn't even comprehend that in my mind, really.
by 10 minutes, it would have been totally engulfed and she couldn't have done nothing. We had a trailer in the back of it caught fire because of heat tape, and our neighbors saved it just from garden hoses. Otherwise, we had issues. But yeah, 3 to 5 if you're not out, and then by 10 minutes, it's totally engulfed and
Well, I
everything's
was
gone.
under the impression that the 2 kids were burnt to death, and when I found out that the carbon monoxide got them, like I said, out of the 2 options, none of the 2 are good, but I think I would rather die from carbon monoxide poisoning or that kind of a situation where you just go to sleep than to be,
Yeah.
I mean, burnt. That babysitter was in horrendous condition. I can't even believe he made the flight out to Seattle.
So what I was going to say was about that my mother-in-law's brother this happened to is he did have insurance, but it didn't cover everything. He didn't, because you gotta gauge how much, and you need to understand in a trailer. I don't know how it is in America, but I know that in Canada it's impossible to insure a trailer unless it's really new. Like it has to be, I think, less than 15 years old. So it doesn't cover the structure otherwise, right? So it'll only cover the possessions. So he had to wait quite a while to get enough money together. So the only reason that he survived until now he's he's doing all right. He's on his feet. He's got another trailer. He's doing all right. But if it wasn't for the donations that people gave him, and those were donations just from the town that he lived in and people that he worked with, but without that, he would not be on his feet like he is now.
And when it comes to transparency for this, I will take screenshots and a video of the transfer of funds to the mother. This is not in any way to benefit me. I don't get anything for this. I didn't start this for me. This has nothing to do with me. The only thing that's attached to me is I started it, and I did it for what I believed. It's just the whole timing with COVID, the holidays. It's bad enough just with COVID being locked down and all the craziness and just the insanity of the world, and to have to deal with the compound of losing everything at this time of the year. So now this time of the year is just going to be, it's not going to be pleasant, these holidays for her.
And Tentman is correct that if a mobile home is very old, nobody will insure them because the number one cause of a mobile home fire is the furnace, and insurance companies know that mobile homes go up so fast that when they're gone. I mean, they're gone. And so he is correct. They're almost impossible to insure. The only thing they'll insure is the contents.
Yeah, it's 2:15. Thank you, Booty, for a donation. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Booty Wart.
Yes, thank you everybody who's sharing, donating. It's amazing. When I came home and saw the email, I was like, oh crap, it's happening now. And
yeah, it was kind of impromptu. I'm kind of having a little bit of a bummy night, and I know that big picture, who gives a fuck about me? Who gives a fuck about my feelings? Let's try to make a difference and make a big difference here, and that's the big picture. The big picture is trying to make the world a better place and looking at, you might have it rough, but others have it worse. And this is a clear-cut example of that. And you need that wake-up call, things are rough, but they can always get worse. And
I was having so much trouble I sent a message to my daughter's school, and I just said, hey, if you guys wouldn't mind, there's 2 little ones that passed away, and it's just a GoFundMe. If you just would send it throughout your administration and your staff, you don't got to send it to anybody else. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh yeah, we're not sure we can do that. We have to wait to get approval. And I'm like, approval for a GoFundMe? Mm-hmm. This has nothing to do with the school district. These kids are not even in school. Mm-hmm. This is just, a neighborly thing to do. I can't even get the goddamn locals to help me out.
Yeah. And
let's put it this way, Alessandro. I was so desperate, I even emailed the Steve Wilkos show because I used to live in Connecticut where the show is filmed. And I used to work in the city exactly where it's filmed. And I'm trying to use my connection to that to try to even get his attention. That's how desperate I was to get anybody's attention.
Have you contacted the church, any of the local churches, to get her some goods, some clothes or anything she needs? Have you contacted your local churches for those?
The American Red Cross stepped in for that and hooked her up pretty good, from what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody activated them and they took her in. Tomorrow she goes and sees a psychologist and a doctor. They want to like monitor her well-being. She's literally at a loss. She's by herself for the first time in 4 years, and she lost a third loved one that was her boyfriend that in the fire. Her family pet's gone. Her house is gone. She's got nothing. She doesn't even have a home to put her head on.
Well, and she's going to be feeling the guilt. She was standing right there and she couldn't help.
Yeah, and the fact that she worked until midnight, and if you read the original article, it wasn't reported and put out until after 1. So between 12 a.m. when she was getting out of work, and it's about a 20-minute drive, 15-minute drive from her work to the house, plus the time to get out of work and physically get in your car and leave. She literally.
Where were the neighbors?
It was so early in the morning, I don't think anybody realized but the people.
Oh, you're loud, Cindy.
What?
You're really loud. If you could turn down just a little bit, please.
Where were the neighbors? The neighbors can't tell that there's a fire next door?
He said it was after 1 a.m. No one was around to see.
Oh, we just lost him. I think he pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, but he was saying that it was like 1:15 a.m. Approximately this happened. So the fuck are you gonna do about that? Ain't nobody awake at 1:15 a.m. No one's looking out their windows at 1:15 a.m. I'm staring at my computer screens. The accidents and stuff that I've watched, that I've recorded, which I'm probably gonna put up soon, and stuff like that, were. The only reason I knew is because of the loud crash noise. If it ain't making noise, I ain't hearing. I don't know what's going on at 1:15 in the morning. It's one of the most horrible things ever. I'm so glad you took that thing down off of the screen. Every time I looked at it, it made me sad.
Yeah, it's
holy shit. I read it just a few minutes ago for the first time. I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh man.
Now you know where the emotion is. This is an emotional strain.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's tough.
You guys are all very emotional.
We're at 225 right now. Russian.
Next, 230 right now. I got
230.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to stress.
Awesome. Thank you. I got 39 shares, 9 donors, 230. You guys are just, it's amazing. Thank you. I mean, even $1 towards this makes a difference.
And I can't stress the awareness of this and how important the awareness is of 10th. If you want to post a link in your channel, please do.
Well, what I'm going to get you to do, because you do have my email, because you emailed me for a link.
I literally just Googled your email. I don't have your email. I went to my Gmail.
I'll pop it in the chat here.
I communicate through Kev with you.
Give him my email, Kevin. No, you don't have that email. I'll give him a different email. Hold on.
10th. Yeah, no, I don't have it. It's a T110. No, I don't have your email, man. Because like normally, if I've ever emailed you,
good.
I put 10 into the 2 folder and it shows up, and it didn't show up. So I don't have your email. Just saying. Just saying.
Nobody emails me.
I don't have your email either, Kev.
Yeah, you do.
No, I've only texted you.
No, we've had long discussions in emails.
Oh yeah. That's how we first started talking, was emails. Man,
yeah.
Man. I need I need a good. My memory's not really good. I'm sorry.
It's there's a lot of people on here. I forget too. We're all tired. We're all tired people.
Yeah, I'm thinking Johnny 50 posted it on his Facebook or something, because I don't see anything on YouTube. But he said he was he sent me an email, said as I'm typing this, I'm posting the link. So I'm not sure where it is.
I posted mine on Facebook. Are you seeing the Facebook?
Oh, I don't have Facebook. I remove myself from social media. I don't have a cell phone on purpose. I'm a technology guy. I know exactly what's going on, and I don't carry tracking devices, and I don't help the government spy on me.
I didn't know if, when you said you see shares, if you could see the Facebook shares.
No, it just tells me it was shared on the GoFundMe page because I'm the organizer, so it told me it was shared 39 times.
Okay.
10thman.com. Thank you.
It has to be exactly as it's spelled.
All right, let me.
If it's not copy, like if you make it like a capital where it's not, or lowercase or anything like that, it won't work.
All right, there you go. I just sent you a test email. There you go.
Because I know a few people, and if any of them run live panels, I'll get this to them.
That'd be huge. You know, Jeff's been pushing it already in this chat, so I'm pretty sure he's going to push it in his. We're not expecting to raise $10,000 in a couple hours. You know, we're just setting up the stream, setting the ball up for everybody to run with it, and just educate and, get Flathead to be on here to answer any questions someone like 10th has. And, we as channel owners are doing, going out of our way to do our diligence and make sure this is on the up and up. And I know I have, and that's why I think it's essential for anyone to, do your research and promote the hell out of this, because it's for a legitimately great cause. And I do know 10th that, as AZ said earlier so well, YouTube and GoFundMe, you get a little scary, especially like PayPal and YouTube. You just feel dirty with all the Joshes and the Patrickses that those people have just made it so difficult.
Well, El Centro too. I've been around for 3 years and I've given thousands, and I've never ever asked ever. And if I've ever asked for anything, it was never for me. It was always for another channel, or I would do intros for them, outros for them. I mean, I would do anything I could to, Tyrant Alert, when someone got arrested. And this is the only time I have ever come on this community in all of the years I've been around and asked for anything. And I will be as transparent as what anybody would like me to be. Any way you want me to show you, I have no problems doing that. Like I said, I'm not a scammer. I'm not Patrick. I don't do this shit. I feel uncomfortable asking, people like this, but I got to do what I got to do to try to help somebody.
We're at 261, everybody. Great job on that. We raised over $100 so far in an hour and 23 minutes. So,
well, I'll bring this to attention to people during my mayor campaigns.
Yes, that would be huge for you to push it during your mayor campaigns. Thank you again, the booty. I'm not going to share the GoFundMe anymore because people are putting their real name, and I don't want to show that. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to be wrapping this up in a ways. This is kind of like an impromptu thing that I wanted to do tonight. I am a little out of it and tired, so I was going to nap before this, and I was like, I need to, try to make a difference and help and, do what I can, Flathead, to kind of light the match, and, hopefully this, carries in the love and care for this and the humanity, showing humanity, hearing you talk about how the local news didn't give two shits about this really rips my heart out, and it's really hurtful.
And I owe you guys a big one. Flathead Community Watch. If anybody needs anything from me, if you want to help if you need help pushing something like this for yourself or someone that please, Flathead Community Watch at Gmail. I'll do anything I can to help you guys. I owe you a big one. Thank you.
Flathead, thank you.
All I want is your internet souls.
Who's going live 10th? Are you going live again, or you already went live a few times, right?
I've done 4 live streams in 48 hours.
Wow. All right. So does anyone know who's live right now? Because I want to pass it off to somebody. But Flathead, is there anything else you want to say in closing?
News New England's going to be live.
Yeah, listen, like I said, anyone wants to give that link to News New England to promote it, please do.
Flathead might have a better chance of doing that.
Anybody who wants to promote this GoFundMe. I don't care who you are. Whatever we can do to help your friends is what's most important.
I was losing faith, to be honest with you. I didn't think this was going to get pushed anywhere, and that's how I'm going to close it. You know, I'm a little surprised, and I'm gratefully surprised for you taking the time out and doing this for me.
Awesome. Everybody, please share the GoFundMe, and thank you for everybody who donated.
That's the only reason I even showed up here. I don't even like Sancho, but I just felt sad because this happened.
Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking around.
Right. 9 people have donated within the past hour and change. That's really super awesome. That's super.
We'll push this. We'll get this going.
Yeah. You know, let's go, everybody. You know, hop on some live streams, promote it. If you're mods, promote it. Flathead, I know this was difficult and hard for you to do, which is probably why it was easy for me to just push you on the stage instead of like give you some time to prep, because, you know, this wasn't easy. And I'm glad that we were able to work this out and do a good thing. And let's get this pushed more.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a great night.
All right,